Hello there, my name is Nick J. Townsend. If you don't know who I am, I don't really care. But what I spend most of my time doing is discovering bands from different parts of the country, the United Kingdom, which is where we are now, and today we're in Staffordshire. And I'm here to meet an independent band who you may not have heard of before because they're not on mainstream television. Today, we're going to speak to Naked Sunday.
Go to bed, you get up the next day and you go, right, how are we getting through this?
Martin Stanier, you're a lead singer and guitarist for a Staffordshire band called Naked Sunday. The world has changed, it's 2021, you've been told all the venues are closed and nobody loves you. How do you feel?
Yeah, it's been devastating would have been the word I think we use because it's put life on hold and being a social butterfly like I am. Very outgoing, very much people person, not just at my gigs but also as everyone knows I like to go to the pub, I like to hang out with friends or the audience that I communicate with. You know, I like to go and support live music as much as I like to go and play live music.
I think the most irritating thing about lockdown is just having the constant urge to get back out and playing live. It's what we live for, and it's what we do best, and we find ourselves more comfortable as human beings whilst playing on a stage, playing loud rock and roll.
It was horrible at first, you know, we had quite a bit planned for 2020, we had some good gigs, we've been getting increasingly high profile gigs, you know, we were really looking forward to just basically building on what we'd already done, you know, the lineup that we've got now.
Being confined, it's definitely difficult, being someone who's very social with people, enjoy doing things that are a bit quirky, like being on stage is my moment to express who I probably would like to portray all the time, but I can be quite nervous. So it's like flicking on a little switch and having that moment to just kind of come alive and have fun. But a moment as well to interact with people and having that bit of time where you escape from if you're feeling down or low or any bits of anxiety. But you also interact with the audience, and sometimes that bit of moment as well is that audience time to forget about everything outside the world, and not having that escape has been very, very difficult indeed.
It is difficult, don't get me wrong, I have had my moments of darkness, probably like everybody else, but go to bed, you get up the next day and you go, right, how are we getting through this?
Learn to be a bit more patient in a way, not knowing when any date or any lifting restrictions happens. It's just like take every day as it comes, and it's also been a great time for me because I've just mainly in the kitchen at home and trying to become a better home chef.
Also, I think, certainly for me, I'm quite, you know, I'm playing guitar all the time, pretty much. In one sense, it's giving me time to sit and play guitar. You try and make the most of what you can do, I suppose.
The first sort of like stage of this is to take care of yourself, because then you can take care of other people. So it was looking after ourselves first. So me and Laura just working out what we were going to do, video calling the band, getting screenshots of us on a video call just to say, look, we're active, we still exist. And then we started to get to a point where some restrictions were lifted, and we rehearsed in the garden, but we were that desperate to play. But let's go for it. Garden's rehearsal started, and we went through our songs and we fine-tuned our craft and we recorded the videos so that we had product.
We are in a difficult situation, but there's ways of getting people together and doing things still and looking at things differently. Yeah, it's not maybe going to be out in a venue with audience and things, but there's still ways around so you can do something.
You know, I've been out, I've played my guitar in the streets, I've done whatever I can to make myself feel sane, and it is difficult.
Defend your own humanity, who you are and what you want to do, no matter what, really.
We're all artists. That's what we do, we create, and we've had to find new ways to create. So we've had to find a way through the turmoil of what's been going on throughout 2020 into 2021. Does it go any further? We don't know.
Sometimes because I want to do some writing today, and it will happen, but some of the best ideas come out when you're just idly gazing out the window, and if you're forced into that situation, you know, I think boredom as much as necessity can be the mother of invention, you know.
You keep going and you keep creating, you keep finding ways to move forward, and I found that the best way to keep going is to keep in touch, to make the phone calls, to make the video calls when they've lifted the restrictions and guidance. Well, go with it. When they've gone down, we've had to go back to the video calls.
Your husband, also singer and guitarist of Naked Sunday, Martin, he is the worst person I've ever seen on the internet, but has somehow managed to almost change his complete way of thinking, and he's adapted and embraced technology, which I was amazed at.
I've always made sure that we've created products from doing the live stream gigs to adapting to the technology, which, as we know, I'm a technophobe, I'm crap with technology.
You're one of the worst people to own a computer, so
I am.
for you to actually learn how to use a computer and use it in a positive way is incredible.
Yeah, I had to download an app, N-Track 9, and that's where I started doing my me downloading an app's a miracle, but this little
I'm amazed you
recording-
even heard of what an app is.
Exactly. I got this little thing called N-Track 9, and it's on your phone, and then I could start multi-layering tracks, so we started sending files to one another and started writing as a band.
There's certain things like Instagram and Facebook that I tend to do a lot, but Martin's definitely done a lot of Twitter. He's created websites, and I think probably being in lockdown has given him that time and space probably to have that time to concentrate on something, and I think he's done really well with it, and he does use the internet to communicate with people as well. On his live videos, he doesn't just play a guitar, he will speak with the people on the cameras and interact with them as well. So I think technology has been handy to use for lockdown.
We've made sure that we've created, we've kept going. I've seen bands that have just they've just gone, right, that's it, not doing that anymore, it's a waste of time. Well, that's great, but you know, I didn't pick up an instrument at the age of 13 to just chuck it all away.
Hearing other everyone chipping in with other different ideas, it was it just made us feel a band again.
Yeah.
Because after all this shit which has gone on this past 12 months, we needed something to boost the morale.
Bring the spirits up.
Yeah, and find out and find where we are.
So how do you get out of this? How are you going to move forward? How are you going to be a band? Are you a band? But we made sure we were. So we started with the 2 weekly video calls. We started with writing songs, sending files, online gigs. I've been in your front room. I've been in everyone's front room.
As a band, it's been great using the WhatsApp group because we send little riffs to each other, and we've been working on music, and sometimes we'll share little ideas to certain people, and it's just saying to people we are in a difficult situation, but there's ways of getting people together.
We dropped a song a week for about 4 or 5 weeks in case anything went backwards. You know, then they started doing the electric rehearsals, and then you could get in the studio again. So we started cutting some demos, holding everything back in case anything went backwards, which inevitably it has done. But we've always had something to give.
But we all have input, so like I say, if I can go, I've got a riff here now, but it's just a verse or something like that, send it over, whether it's just a little video of me literally just on my phone.
Yeah, throughout the whole creative process of some of the tracks, and it all started with Al just jamming away for about like 2.5, 3 minutes and say, here, see if you can elaborate. I then film myself drumming along to that on the phone whilst listening to Al on the laptop, hearing other everyone chipping in with other different ideas. It was it just made us feel a band again.
Let's make it so that when we first chance we get, like as soon as those practice rooms are open, we're in there. We're literally in there the first day we're allowed back. You know,
We're all keen to get that second album out there, and it's showcasing our band as a band. And that's something which I think over the last year, like I say, we've established that. So we've focused on album number 2. That was the big positive and the big change for me was let's bring in this new album. So we called it Library Medication. It's its working title. It has been since 2019.
One of the new songs that we've written in lockdown over WhatsApp is one called Ron de Jean, and it's quite... It builds itself up, so it's quite slow and it builds, and you can imagine it being some kind of big theatrical, kind of dancey kind of scene. And the thing that's testing me with this one is it's quite slow and you have to let your bass breathe, where sometimes with me I do enjoy a bit more like heavier and really getting into it. So this one has been a bit of a test. Yeah, but it's really cool, but at the same time I'm like, let it breathe.
We added all these sort of like wonderful song ideas that we got together and recorded, and Queen of This Town and Ron de Jean, which is a ballet type Andrew Lloyd Webber style piece, which is really going to be something where we can make some leaps and bounds, I think. And I think it's always a bit of a toss up between me and Liam of who's going to be Freddie Mercury this day or the next day. It's great to work with people who are enthusiastic, that want to showcase themselves and be the best that they can be.
We're a band, we're together, we support each other, we help each other, and we keep creating, and we're here. So.
And all from the support and encouragement of a band that works together as a band, and that's the key factor in this. This is 4 people, not 1 person, and these 4 people really work well together, and everybody's got that different way of creating that works so brilliantly when we come together as one.
Well, I pray you haven't got to wait much longer. Liam,
Fingers crossed.
I just want you to have the best future ever. I can't give you a time where things will end and we can go back to normal, but in the meantime, just keep doing what you're doing, and I really am very happy to see you being so creative. Liam, it's been a pleasure talking to you. Alex, it's been a fantastic pleasure.
Nice one, Nick.
Thank you for giving us your time. Laura, I wish you all the best of success for the future.
Thank you.
But I really hope we can all go out to these gigs as soon as possible, see you on the stage. Martin, it's been inspirational listening to you. I'm so glad you're working towards your future, because it's very important. Martin Stanier, thank you
Nick,
ever so
thank you.
much.